Hi, Wes Estes here with Remax Commonwealth, and I've got the number one reason why you want to list your home this winter. Stay tuned. I put out a post this Monday, and I encourage you to go to my website and look at the post. But I just wanted to bring it to the attention because it is when I was actually looking and doing the research, it was amazing to see what happened last year, what happened the year before with regards to housing inventory. Most people, when they're thinking about selling a home, I mean, let's be real. How many people say, okay, I want to put my house on the market this December or this November? Most people are saying, you know what? Nobody's buying homes during the holidays. Who buys a house during Thanksgiving? Who buys a house during Christmas or New Year's? Or when it's cold outside and the time change is taking place? People aren't buying homes. The reality is people buy homes 12 months out of the year. But here's the secret. You have less inventory in the fall months than you do at any other point in time of the year. Yes, you have more buyers buying homes in spring and summer, but guess what? You have more homes on the market. You have more competition. And what does competition do to housing values? Anytime you have a lot of competition, it puts pressure on the values. This is why you want to list your house during the winter. And I'll show you this graph real quickly here in a second. But you have less buyers, but you have a more serious buyer. Think about it. Who's out there looking for a home during the holidays or during the winter? Serious buyers. The looky-loos, they're in the malls shopping or online shopping for Christmas and everything else, or planning for parties or going to parties. They're not focused on buying a house. They're waiting till the spring so they can go out and go to all these open houses that some of these agents have. Let's take a look at this graph here. September, October, you start to see inventory levels decrease. Your sweet spot is going to be between November and January. That's when you have the least amount of inventory at any other point of the entire year. Look what happens as January starts to creep out and we get into February. You're going to have a more serious buyer that's looking during the fourth quarter and going into the first quarter. Let's face it, the homeowner's more serious, the buyer's more serious because they need to be in a house. You're not going to probably deal with a lot of the things that you hear from others that they had to deal with. Horror stories were like, oh my gosh, I was dealing with the buyer wanting to have my cat, my dog house. You know, I'm being a little facetious here, but you know what I'm saying. All the stuff they deal or want. You don't have as much as that, at least from my 20 years experience. You don't have as much of that during this time of the year. You have a more serious buyer, you have a more serious homeowner who are both motivated to the cause. One to sell, one to buy. That makes a transaction a whole lot smoother than when you have a ton of homes out there, when you have looky-loos and you have people that really don't need to sell but are just kind of throwing their hat out there in the ring. Let's look at another graph here. I think this is really going to bring it home. Okay, looking at this graph here, look at December. Again, your sweet spot. Then look what happens in November of 2019, February of 2019, and March of 2019. And let me add to this, during those 3 months last year, that's when we had that government shutdown. So we didn't have nearly as much of a spike or increase in activity level because we had a lot of things going on that put a little bit of a cap on that. So it's usually a whole lot more of a higher spike during the course of that time. But even last year, look at it, January, February, March. Look what happens in April and May when everybody thinks that's the best time to put their house on the market. You have more competition. The more competition you have, the more pressure it puts on those prices to push them down. You have less motivated buyers that are looking during the course of that time. So now is a great time. So I'm gonna give you one thing to take home with you. If you're looking to try to maximize your profits, and you guys want to, I know, and you've been thinking about putting your house on the market, and you either can put it on the market now or you have that flexibility to put your house on the market now, Now is the time. If you're serious about maximizing your profits and not having to deal with a lot of other things that go on in the real estate world, it is a great time to buy and sell real estate. I'd be happy to chat with you about this further. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch this information. I look forward to talking with you. Thank you.
Are you thinking of selling your home but are worried about getting the best price? Do you need to sell your home quickly with the least stress possible? Then you're going to need the services of a great realtor. By using the right realtor, you're much more likely to find the perfect buyer for your home quickly and at the best price. When you list your home with me, you can be sure your home will be marketed effectively to attract the right buyers and close the sale at the best price for you. So, if you want to sell your home quickly for a great price through a realtor who really cares, I'm ready to help. Just call me today and let's get started.